in percentage terms, silver actually has outperformed gold this year. It's more volatile, but it's actually outperformed. I quite like it
Yes.
when the moving average is still facing up and yet price is below it
Uh-huh.
and price comes down into a technical support zone. So
Ah,
$30
yes,
obviously is
yes.
another technical support. So oops, technical support zone here.
What is your view on the US dollar overall, and could this impact potentially metals?
If the dollar pauses, then that could be good for silver anyway. Normally it is. So it could back off. We're seeing bond yields as well. And I don't want to go too much on bond yields, but they
Yeah.
are related.
All right, guys, hello and welcome. In this particular video, I want to try my best to answer a suggestion made by many of you, which is to look at the chart of silver. So we'll look at silver chart with my good friend Charlie Burton. I own silver myself, and I think Charlie has an interest in metals as well. All right, guys, join us. All right, guys, welcome back. Charlie, before we go on to chart of silver, do you have much of an interest in metals? I own, obviously, metals, gold and silver. How about yourself?
I bought in 2018, still holding.
Oh,
Yeah.
still holding. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So physical.
Yeah,
So
same as me, physical.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a long-term bull. And I was a long-term bull for silver just because not that I wasn't for gold as well, but just because the percentage upside potential for the gold silver ratio was out of whack.
Mm.
And so for silver to play a bit of catch up. And what we've seen this year is exactly that. At their
Mm.
highs, I think silver was up 44, 45% on the year, whereas gold was up maybe 34, 33, 34%. So in percentage terms,
Mhm.
silver actually has outperformed gold this year. It's more volatile, but it's actually outperformed. But I'm a bull for both of them.
Let's take a look at chart of silver.
I'm going to start off with the monthly chart of silver, just to give a sense of perspective, first of
Yeah.
all. And so it's like you're at street level on Fifth Avenue, and
Mm.
at Thanksgiving time, Black Friday, and you just can't see down the street. Go up a few blocks and look down the street, you can see so much more. It's a bit like just zooming out onto a monthly chart, you can see a bit more. So what I think is interesting with silver overall, this is the all-time highs back in 2011. Um, the trend line here, we got the trend line break this year, earlier on this year, and we also broke through this historic $26 horizontal level as well. So it's very much in a bullish formation overall in the monthly chart. I just want to really highlight that overall
Yeah.
it's a bullish pattern. So coming down to the daily charts, yeah, over the last week or couple of weeks, it's pulled back, but I think it's pulling back into a good overall zone. Could it pull back some more? Yeah, because if we come back to the monthly
Mm.
allows for it to pull back further, back down to maybe the 27.50 to 28 area. But whatever way we slice it, it's just pulling back within the context of an overall upwards trend. So on the daily chart, it's bullish overall. We'd need to
Yeah.
see a bit more, maybe of a turnaround to come in. I know that you like to look for that,
Mhm.
but it does look pretty bullish in my eye.
There's a trend line. Are we close to a trend line, an uptrend line there? If we connect the lows made to these, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Uh,
depending on where you want to
yeah.
put it, let's slice it through there.
Uh,
Then yeah, it's through a trend line. I think one other thing that I look at, this black moving average
mm.
is my 50 period moving average, is I quite like it
Yes.
when the moving average is still facing up and yet price is below it
Uh-huh.
and price comes down into a technical support zone. So
Ah,
$30
yes,
obviously is
yes.
another technical support. So oops, technical support zone here. So along with
Yeah.
that trend line. So and the 50-day moving average is still facing up. So yeah, it's in a good zone at the moment. Yeah.
Very good point. And I think obviously a lot of this may have, I mean, we also have seen quite a lot of strength in the US dollar. We just want to mention that very quickly because the US dollar could have an impact, again, it often does have an impact on metals. Do you think that the strength in the US dollar is going to weaken at some point in the next few weeks? I mean, what a powerful rally there on the US
Yeah.
dollar.
Yeah.
What do you think? What is your view on the US dollar overall? And could this impact potentially metals?
Well, I think the first thing to
Mm.
mention is that the US
Mm.
dollar's been rallying since the 1st of October. Well,
Yeah,
if we quickly go back to silver there,
yeah,
well, silver was still going higher through October.
yes.
So the relative outperformance of silver, gold, um, the strength of the dollar hasn't mattered, is what I'm trying to say. This rally in the dollar over the last 6 weeks or so. So what I'm trying to say is, even if gold still pushes higher, it's not a guarantee that silver retraces, because we've already seen up until the last couple of weeks, yes, silver's pulled back, but prior to that, the dollar was rallying and silver was rallying as well. They were rallying in tandem. So, but overall, on the monthly chart, reached prior highs here from pretty much the October highs from 2023. So, could it be about to take a pause? And as it reaches the upper side of that range, it could do. And if that's the case, if the dollar pauses, then that could be good for silver anyway. Normally, it is. What I'm trying to say is, we've seen a disconnect between
Mm.
silver and the dollar. The silver's been generally going up and having a great year this year, no matter what the dollar's done. But yeah, if the dollar does pull back, then that certainly is a
Mm.
potentially a strong tailwind for silver there. Yeah.
What are your expectations on the dollar by the end of the, let's say, going to New Year? Do you think it will? Do you think it's more likely? Obviously, there's no certainties, but do you think it's more likely for the dollar to weaken as we head into the New Year, 2025, or?
I Okay. The As far as my expectations are concerned, the dollar has just done what's 6 or 7 weeks of upside. So it's had a great run. So it could back off. We're seeing bond yields as well. And I don't want to go too much on bond yields, but they
Yeah.
are related. Bond yields 10-year yields hit 4.5%. May pull back. And if they pull back, we could see a bit of a pullback in the dollar. So what I'm looking for is,
Mm.
does the dollar index breach that October of 2023 high? Because if it does that, we've now got what, a fresh higher high. So it hasn't quite done it yet, but I am keeping an eye out just to see if the dollar index does breach
Ah, yes.
breach that. But yeah,
Mm.
in the short term, if we go back to the daily chart, we can certainly make a case for it being a bit extended. It's
Yeah.
extended away from its 50-day moving average down here.
Yeah. Good point.
And
Yeah.
so sometimes there's an element of mean reversion that may have to come. But so at the moment, it hasn't quite done it, but it's fairly close to those October 2023 highs. I think if we breach that, then there's probably quite a lot more upside to come next year in the dollar index, but we haven't
Mm.
breached it just yet. Let's see.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks very much, Charlie. By the way, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed or joined Charlie's great trading service, do so. Let me also say that this promotion will end at the end of this year. So if you haven't yet taken it up, I would highly suggest do it today as you're watching this video. So what you can do is go on this link, charlieburtontrading.com/LT Gold, apply the promo code LT Gold, and that drops the price down to £1, which is about $1.30 approximately. And again, do it today as you're watching this video because this promotion ends at the end of this year. Charlie, can you give us an idea of what people can get in your trading service, in your gold level membership?
I'm an ex 5 times trading champion as well. And so I've got a bit of history. I've been trading 27 years. And the online trading room that I have, I'm there 5 days a week. And we do sessions throughout the day. And what I'm looking for a lot of the time is big risk reward ratio opportunities. So risking this amount to make this amount. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm showing people what I'm doing with my funds that I manage. And so they can look at all the techniques that I use, and they can either do exactly the types of analysis and these big risk reward ratio opportunity trades that I'm looking for, or they can take that, and I've got members who are using it on much shorter time frames, and they're trading off of 4 hour charts or even intraday as well, using the same techniques that I use, but just for what's personal for them. So that's what we're doing there. It's a great community of traders with all sorts of levels of experience. I have people with less than a year of experience, but I also have people with over 30 years of experience in my room as well.
That's great. Yeah, guys, by all means, check it out. Take it for a test drive. I think you'll greatly benefit from it. So the link is right there for you guys. It's in the description. charlieburtontrading.com/LT Gold. Apply the promo code on the page. That drops the price down for you to £1 or indeed $1.30 approximately. Thank you very much, Charlie. Cheers.